What is going on, everyone? Welcome back to the channel. So first off, sorry for the hastiness of this video. Something really exciting happened and I just wanted to talk about it right away. No, this is not clickbait. This is not a fake report. This is very real, and I'm very, very stoked that this could actually be happening. And what am I talking about? Well, apparently Crystal Dynamics has moved away from Square Enix. Maybe 2 months ago, I think it was. And one of the first things they did, and I had not even realized this until now, I just found this story, but they've been sending out surveys asking people if they wanted to bring back the Legacy of Kain. No, that's not bullshit. Again, this is not clickbait. This actually happened, which would indicate to me that they're probably about to do this, which is a great idea considering this franchise has been dead for so long. We've been waiting for another game. We've been waiting for this to happen. And honestly, I was at the point where I thought it was never going to happen. It just obviously is not a 100% guarantee it is going to happen, but there's way more of a chance now than there ever was before. So I have an article pulled up here. I'm going to read some of this to you guys, and then I just wanted to give my thoughts on some of this as well. PSU, a website that's pretty reputable when reporting these gaming news stories like this. They're reporting this. I got this pulled up. Let me read it again. Sorry for the hastiness. Crystal Dynamics has started sending out news surveys with the intention of getting player feedback regarding the Legacy of Kain franchise. The survey is titled Legacy of Kain Franchise Survey. Many of the questions pertaining to the future of the franchise, particularly how fans would like to see the franchise return. Now, whether that be in a form of a remake or a remaster of the original titles or even just a reboot to the series, they're just looking to see what we think, right? Like how we would want it to come back. They're even suggesting maybe just make a reboot. And this survey, it came out on the 30th of September, I believe. It's closed now, but they've already done the survey, and obviously we want it to come back, so it did pretty well, and we're gonna have to sit here and wait to see if anything comes of it. But this is really good news. This is the first bit of news when it comes to Legacy of Kain that you can actually look at and think, okay, holy crap, this might actually be real. I mean, how many times have we heard that something like this might happen and it turned out to either be bullshit or it turned out to be Legacy of Kain dead son? Like, please God, no. Please God, no. I do not want another dead son situation here, so hopefully that does not happen. But the point is there's more of a chance now than there ever was before of this actually happening. At Crystal Dynamics, they literally just retained control of Legacy of Kain, the IP, earlier last month. They're in a transition period, right, but of getting away from Square Enix. They had to tie up some loose ends, but I want you to think about this. Crystal Dynamics, it's been 1 month. 1 month, right, since they regained the IP of the Legacy of Kain franchise. And they're already putting out surveys like this. What does that mean? To me, that indicates that they've been wanting to do this for a while, and they were just never given the green light to do it. I mean, thank God Crystal Dynamics is smart enough to realize that they're leaving money on the table, right? This is a franchise that people love and they want to see it come back. So thank God they're actually looking into this. I mean, just think about it though, right? Logically, if one of the very first things they do from regaining the intellectual property of the LOK series is to start putting out surveys asking, hey, do you guys want this series to come back? That's got to be a good sign, right? That's got to be a fucking awesome sign. So in any case, this survey, it's great news for us, as we've been waiting for a really, really long time, and obviously there's a great chance. So my question to you guys is this: how would you want to see it come back? Now I'm gonna give you my thoughts. A lot of you might not agree with it. I'd love to have just like a general discussion with you guys. So leave in the comments below if you're watching this video. You know I like to do the Legacy of Kain content. So what I want you to do is go to the comments, tell me if you guys want to have, like, we can do like a live stream where people are just, we're just talking to each other about how we would like to see this play out. If you're interested in that, let's do it. I would love to do that, have people to talk to about this franchise that I love. So let's just run down the options that we have here, though, and so we can start discussing how we might actually be able to see this series come back. So the first one that I want to get out of the way right now has got to be, do we want just remasters, right? The same game with better textures, upscaled, all that stuff. Would we want to see that? I'm sure a lot of people would love that. We would love to have the original games, but look better. I know personally, I think Resident Evil Remake, the remake of it, right, like the original one on GameCube, I loved that game because it was the game that I loved, but it was with better textures, better models. It just looked better. Everything looked better. And I remember when they first announced Resident Evil 2 Remake, I really wanted them to do the same thing they did with Resident Evil 1 Remake. Obviously, they didn't do that, but you know what? I actually ended up really enjoying RE2 Remake. It's obviously, I would still love to get just a straight up remaster of RE2, but the RE2 Remake was still good on its own, and I actually enjoyed it a lot. So I know you might be thinking, okay, so this guy's about to be like, hey, what we need to do is just remaster the old games. And you're wrong. I don't want that at all. And I'll tell you why. The gameplay of Soul Reaver 1 is just, I'm sorry, but it's dog shit. We all know it's dog shit. It sucks. The combat system is one of the worst combat systems. If I have to do another block puzzle, I will gouge my eyes out with a spoon. I swear to God. If they just straight give us retexturing and all that, I'm not really down for that. We already have an amazing mod out there where the game has already been remade with better quality. If you want that, go and get that mod, right, and just play it like that. I personally don't want that at all whatsoever, and I am hoping and praying that we're not going to get that, because I'm not going to lie, man, it's hard for me to replay those games sometimes. Man, I've been needing to do that retrospective on Soul Reaver 2 for a while now. I finally got it up and running, but it's like every time I sit down to play it, I'm just like, man, I cannot stand this combat. I mean, I'm not going to make excuses. Obviously, I should have done that a long time ago, and you guys have a right to be pissed, but I'm just saying, why would I just want a remaster of something like that? So, yeah, I'm really hoping that we don't get that. I don't want it. I'm sorry, guys, I don't want it. I'm sure there's going to be a lot of people out there that want it like that. But no thank you. Moving on to the next option. The next best option other than that would be to do a complete remake, right? We can get just a straight up remake. You do everything from scratch, which I would be fine with that. I really hope that they wouldn't just start with Soul Reaver, though, if they do that. If they do that, I really feel like the game that really deserves the remake is the original Blood Omen. But to this day, Blood Omen has the best gameplay out of all of these games. And it's true. It's like a dark fantasy version of Zelda, right? It almost feels like Diablo. And I love Diablo, so I've been playing Median XL all weekend. Diablo 2 mod that came out, and I'm about to get back to it once I finish this video, and that's part of the reason why I'm doing it so fast like this. But man, that'd be great, because Blood Omen is the game that I really think needs a remake. I feel like it's been a long time coming. I guarantee if you do that, right, if you do it right, put it in an open world, put in a bunch of Easter eggs and stuff, hopefully we can get back at least some of the original voice actors like Simon Templeman. Hopefully we can. I wouldn't be surprised if we didn't, but it would be cool. It would be nice, is all I'm really trying to say. But Blood Omen needs to be remade, right? There's so much you can do. You could almost make it a Skyrim-esque game. It could almost be like an Elder Scrolls type of game. That game just just gives so much replayability. There's just so much they could do with Blood Omen being a remake. And you know, it's true. I mean, the whole world, I would love to be able to explore Nosgoth for the first time, right? Be able to explore all of it. Open world setting for the first time. That'd be great. There'd be so many things that they could actually do with that. I really hope that they go down that route. But with that being said, that doesn't mean that I wouldn't have concerns about it, and that simply being that they're going to need to bring back at least some of the original team to really do this series justice. Because when you don't have them, you get stuff like Dead Sun, right? Where the characters are screaming "fuck you" over and over again, where there's like nothing in there that will really make you feel like it's a Legacy of Kain game. And I really feel like if they're going to do that, they at least need to have a decent writer. All right, let's be real here. You know, the whole reason we love the series to begin with is mostly because of the story. And if they're not going to be able to retell that story, then they probably shouldn't do it. Seriously. I'm almost on the fence of them maybe not doing it, because I know it's going to be so hard to live up to that standard. But they could, but it's going to take a lot of work. Honestly, I see there's only one of two ways this scenario goes, right? Either one, they remake it and it's trash and everybody hates them, and that's literally the death of the Yellow Cave franchise. Or two, you know, they do it right, they take their time, and they completely bring back this series to the mainstream. I think a lot of people out there who've never played these games would very much enjoy it. Yeah, but it's really kind of hard to get into the series now, considering, I mean, a lot of these games won't even effing run on Steam unless you go through and do a lot of things to fix it and to get it up and running. By the way, if you want to play Soul Reaver 2, I have a video telling you how to do it. I finally figured that out, but it took me forever because I'm not a technical genius or anything. But if you're not a technical genius, then good luck getting that stuff to work, because, man, it out the box don't work. I mean, I was so pissed when I bought Soul Reaver 2 on Steam, and it just kept crashing, and there was nothing I could do about it. So, luckily, I got it working. But yeah, if they're gonna do it, they need to do it right. They need to start with the original Blood Omen, and I don't want to see them just skip to Soul Reaver, because that's the one that everybody seems to love the most. I mean, Soul Reaver is a great game. I love the storyline, but in terms of gameplay, hands down, worst game in the series. It's true. You know it. Deep down, you know it. You know it's true. Worst game in the series. The story is amazing, yes. And that intro is probably one of the best video game intros of all time. I'll give you that. It is definitely one of the best. But in terms of it being a good game, I'd have to say no, not at all. I'd rather play Blood Omen 2 than play the original Soul Reaver. And I think Blood Omen 2 is actually kind of underrated. The storyline is just here and there. It's fucked. It's all over. You know, there's plot holes and stuff. And I know, well, now that I've said that, I'm sure people are going to go into the comments and be like, oh, dude, you don't know what you're talking about. But I would still play Blood Omen 2 over Soul Reaver 1, simply in terms of gameplay. It's just a better game. I'm not saying they shouldn't remake Soul Reaver. They definitely should. Now, here's a question I want to ask you guys. If they're going to remake these games, should they remake every single one? Or should they start putting them together, maybe like a Final Fantasy VII remake kind of situation, right? Where we'll have like one game and it's like one part of the story. Maybe it ends with Raziel being thrown into the abyss, and then we'll pick it up from there, and like part 2 is what we would end up doing. Or do you think we should just do all the individual titles and see how they go? So I'd like to see them start working on Blood Omen, and then maybe retain some of those assets in terms of the world, and leave that in Soul Reaver. Like, I really would love to see them. I can't believe I'm about to say this, because normally I'd be pissed about something like this and I'd call developers lazy. But let's make the entirety of Nosgoth, and you can pretty much keep the whole open world map for the entire series, right? But obviously, because it's a time travel story, everything's going to look different, right? Things will look different. I'm not saying change the map completely. I'm saying it'd be nice to be able to like go through this world and see it. Okay, this is what it looked like during this age. If you've seen my timeline video, you can be like, well, okay, yeah, this is what it looks like in 1 BBO, something like that, and this is what it looks like in 15 ABO, something like that. That'd be really cool because we could actually see the physical differences in the map as time progresses. I just think there's a lot of untapped potential with doing that, so I'd actually be okay with them completely reusing all of the map, right, for all 5 games. I'd be fine with it, especially if it'd be a treat for us, right, to be able to walk through this map that we already know and be like, wow, look at this place. Like, it's destroyed, or wow, look how beautiful Nosgoth was before Kain did what he did, right? Like, look how awesome this place could have been. I just think that'd be really cool, and that'd be an amazing thing to actually put into these games to be a nice feather in the cap, is what I'm trying to say. Let's go over one more option here, because part of the survey, one of the other questions actually was, should we just pick up where we left off? So in other words, aka, should we just finally do Dark Prophecy? I don't know how I feel about that. Part of me wants to say yes, because we've been waiting so long to get the ending of the franchise, right? But at the same time, if I'm the person that's running Crystal Dynamics, and I'm like, dude, we need to make some money. We got all these deals going on, and we need money. I wouldn't do that. I would start from Blood Omen, because I guarantee if you do it good, it's going to be worth it, and people are going to stick around. So I would start from Blood Omen, because you can make a lot of money, right? This is a total of 6 games we're talking about here, all priced at $60, $70, right? AAA titles. That's probably, in terms of business, what they should do. But here's the thing with that, right? What I'm worried about is they do that, and then when they do that, one of the games bombs, and we still never get part 6. Now, you can put like safeguards in place there. What I mean by safeguards is at least finish the story, right? At least have a written document somewhere or something like that that has the ending to the story. We've been waiting way too long, and I feel the simple fact that we're still talking about this game, over 20 years later, we deserve to know. So at least have a manuscript or something, so in case the game bombs, right, they can just release it like they did with Half-Life 3, right, as a fanfic, At least that way we'd be able to have some of these questions that we've always had finally answered, because we've been waiting way too long for that. I don't know, I'm torn, I'm conflicted, because honestly, if all they did was 6, I would probably be happy with that. I wouldn't be replaying Soul Reaver anytime soon, but I'd probably be okay with that, simply based on the fact that we finally got the ending to this franchise. Do I think they're going to do that, though? No, I really don't. I really don't. So I guess we're just going to wait and see. All I know is I'm super excited. One more option. Sorry, guys. One more option is, should they just completely start from scratch with a whole new storyline, whole new characters, blah, blah, blah. No. Obviously, no. Please, God, no. Begging you, no. No. Dear Lord, no. Real talk, though. I really hope they don't do that, because even when Dead Sun was a thing and we were getting the trailers and whatnot, I was not a fan whatsoever. I was not digging it. And I guarantee a lot of people weren't either. Maybe I shouldn't have judged them so harshly, but I think there's a good reason why that game got canceled, and I think there's a good reason why there wasn't that much hype behind it. Now, before I get off of here, I'll touch on one more thing. Dennis Dyack is definitely probably never coming back to Crystal Dynamics, which is understandable. Right now he's working on Dead House Sonata, so we're probably not going to get him to come back. But at the same time, I don't know if we necessarily need Dennis Dyack for this, simply because there's basically like an outline already. They know how the storyline goes. Now, obviously, yeah, it'd be cool if they did, but I think he's way too busy with Dead House Sonata. By the way, go check out Dead House Sonata. It's coming along. It's moving pretty slow. Not gonna lie, I'm kind of surprised that it's been like, feels like it's been like 5 years that they've been working on that game, and all they have right now is like a battle arena. I'm not exactly sure what the deal is with that. Hopefully that's not true. Hopefully they have way more of the world built. But I'm not gonna lie, I wouldn't be surprised if we literally get Blood Omen 1 remake before we ever get Dead House Sonata. So, but anyways, let me know how you guys would feel about having a stream to talk about this stuff. We could just call it like a community podcast or something like that. If I get at least 4 or 5 people that are like, yeah, I'm down, then I'll do it. Otherwise, I'm not going to waste my time. I've been playing way too much Diablo. Need to get back to D2R. So anyways, guys, thank you for your time, and everybody take it easy, and let's pray and hope that we actually are about to get the remake that we've been waiting for years, because right now is the best chance we've ever had, period, of actually getting this. Exciting news, guys. Late.